Well, boys, this is it. The speech has been looming in the back of my mind for a year now. I'm excited, anxious, curious, depressed, fanatic, confused, and in all honesty, despite having given dozens of speeches to the KIO-AZA body, I'm a little scared. I've never given a speech like this before. When I was first elected as KIO's 58th Regional Olive Sagan, I promised myself that I would take the final month of my term to write the most incredible, inspirational, and unique state speech that anybody in this region has ever heard. I wanted that wow response as I fraternally submitted for one last time. But as time passed, that final month turned into a final week, which turned into final days, and suddenly I found myself the night before regionals without a speech. How could this happen? What happened to that grant that didn't procrastinate? As Michael would, and in fact actually did say, I expect that kind of irresponsible behavior from me, but from you?
Yeah, I said
that. And he's right. What happened to me? Originally, I blamed it on writer's block, but that wasn't it at all. I had so much that I wanted to say. I could have written 10 speeches. So what was it that caused me to put off writing this last formal speech I will ever give to the KIO-AZA body? Before I answer, and yes, this is going to be one of those things where I put off actually telling you the reason until the very end, deal with it. I want to bring you back to the beginning. No, I'm not talking about when I was first elected, or even when I first joined AZA. I'm talking about when I was in 5th grade, when I first heard the name BBYO. Some girl kept bugging my sister to go to an event. My sister refused for months, but that girl persisted until finally she gave in. And she said she would go if it meant the girl would stop calling her. And as you can probably tell, from there my sister's and my life changed forever. My sister fell in love, became regional morale, and told me I had no choice. I had to be an Olive. I don't know that girl's name, but I owe the world to her. She is the reason I am standing in front of you today. She is the reason I am who I am. She taught me how to write programs and edit scripts, how to speak, and how to listen. And really, she taught me how to love, and I don't even know her name. This speech is supposed to be about the state of KIO. Well, I'm here to tell you, we're great. Our programming, our recruitment, our enthusiasm, they are all outstanding. We are great. I take so much pride in what KIO has accomplished. But what do our accomplishments mean, and how do they relate to the state of the region? These ideas are intangible. They relate only abstractly to the group, but a group is only as strong as the individuals that make it up. You see, programming, recruitment, Judaic involvement, they tell us that our region is great, but they don't measure our intelligence, our wit, our joy. They neglect our strength, our compassion, and our devotion. And really, those are the things that matter. These initiatives measure everything except that which makes our order worthwhile. They tell us everything great about being in KIO-AZA, except for why we should be proud to be an Olive in KIO. That girl who recruited my sister made that great call. She didn't settle for just being great. She understood what she needed to do to make a difference. She understood what it meant to be proud. And when you're proud of something, you will stop at nothing to share it with the world. Last year as a candidate, I stood in front of the AZA body and told my starfish story. I urged each and every one of you to make a difference, one person at a time. Well, did you listen? Are you listening now? Let me ask you a question. Why do you keep coming back? Is it the programming, the services, the awesome food? Or is it something else? I'll tell you, I keep coming back because I want to go home. I want to see my brothers and sisters. I want to sit at the table and have a family meal. And when the weekend's over, I want to give each and every one of you a hug with tears rolling down my cheeks and say, until next time. Well, now, there is no next time. This is it. You know what I tell my friends when they ask why I'm gone almost every weekend? I say, you would be too if you lived that far away from your family. We are a family. I don't call you guys my brothers because it's tradition. I do it because that's how I feel about you guys. That's what KIO-AZA has done for me. That's what makes us more than great. In fact, that is the state of KIO. So if you haven't figured out by now what caused me to put off writing this speech, shame on you. You should have known all along, but I'll humor you as I have to close this out somehow. I put it off because I'm not ready to be done. I'm afraid to accept the fact that after 2 years on regional board, and before those 2 years as a member of this region, my time is drawing to a close. The clock is striking 12, and when I leave this hotel, I will no longer be a member of KIO's regional board. I'm afraid. I'm afraid I'm losing my support system. I'm afraid I'm losing everything. But I'll be okay, because this region isn't just great, it's home. 2 years ago, the 57th board was asked to fill out a questionnaire to bring to the board retreat to discuss the state of KIO. I rediscovered this packet the night I wrote this states. I answered every question with essay-like responses, pages upon pages of analysis and information, until the last question, which read, "Why did you run for regional board?" My answer was simply, I want to make a difference. KIO, thank you for allowing me to serve as your regional Aleph Mazkir and regional Aleph Sagan these past 2 years. I owe so much to each and every one of you. I don't know if I made a difference, but I know I had a hell of a time just knowing I tried. Thank you for everything.